Breaking news, Trump's appointed new head of the SBA, Kelly Loeffler, has changed the rules, and it's not good. You want to pay attention to this video, especially if you're an entrepreneur who's in the process of borrowing money or thinking about borrowing money from the SBA or a lender in the future. My name's Ryan Stewman, and I'm the president and CEO of a company called Closer Capital, where we help entrepreneurs like you get access to the capital they need in order to grow and scale their business. I've personally been in the finance business for 21 years, and I have my thumb on the pulse of this market and pay attention every day to every single changing detail that's out there. Matter of fact, I have artificial intelligence that feeds me information in the financial and lending industry on a daily basis. Things like the Fed changing rates, things like new program changes and rate and term changes that are coming to the programs that are coming in the future. All of these things I'm paying constant attention to, and right now there is a big shift happening in the world of SBA. In July, they are going to make this change, and it is going to drastically affect how business owners are borrowing money and deploying capital. So what's the change? Well, first, let's talk about a little history here, right? Historically, SBA loans take somewhere between 30 to 90 days, sometimes even longer, to fund. I mean, you're dealing with banks, the government, underwriters, appraisers, valuators, like it is an entire process. And if you do business with the SBA, they lock you in. They want collateral, they want assets, they want personal guarantees, and all of that's fine because the SBA lends up to $5 million. So if I was going to loan you $5 million, or you were going to loan me $5 million, you'd want that to be as secured as possible as well. So they've got great programs. But here's the thing with the SBA. The SBA has to be your last resort. So in order to truly get an SBA loan, you have to have been turned down or prove that you can't get a loan through another lender or a major financier. So with that being said, that puts people to SBA as their last resort, okay, for a decent interest rate on a decent program. If you've ever borrowed money for a mortgage, SBA is similar to FHA for mortgages, right? So they will give people with marginal credit still exceptional deals, whereas private money is not going to do that. But oftentimes, especially people that are taking out SBA 7A loans, they need that money immediately. A deal is a deal. They need cash to be able to buy that deal immediately while the owner is in distress or whatever the case may be. You know, the best deals always come with urgency. Whether in real estate or buying a business, the best deal is never, I've got a hell of an offer for you. Take your time on paying it off or figuring out how to get the loan. It's never like that. It's like, hey, if you want this shit, I need my money tomorrow, right? It's always that way. So a good deal comes with urgency. So oftentimes, entrepreneurs and business owners, they'll go out and borrow what's called working capital or a merchant cash advance loan. Well, typically merchant cash advance loans go somewhere from 25 to 45%, depending on the person's credit, their financials, time in their job, and everything else. They're a non-recourse, non-collateralized, higher risk loan, therefore you get a little bit higher of an interest rate. It's usually a higher interest rate, but a shorter period of time. So to put it in contrast, if you were to take a 12% loan over the course of 5 years, then that is 5 times 12, almost 60%, right? If you were to take a 40% loan over the course of 1 year, then you've actually saved 20% in interest over the life of the loan. Now I know what you're gonna say. Well, if I just took the 12% out and paid it off, yeah, that's what everybody says, but like 99% of people have proven that they don't do that, right? So the actual savings and money is paying you off sooner and getting out of debt quicker. You're welcome, Dave Ramsey. Now, back to the point here. Now, the big change the SBA is making is that now, starting in July, they won't allow SBA funds to pay off working capital or merchant cash advance loans. See, right now, currently, in the state that we're in, I could have gotten you a merchant cash advance loan with a higher interest rate 3, 4, 5 months ago, and now your SBA loan is ready to close, and part of that SBA loan closing, I pay off your merchant cash advance at the higher rate to consolidate your debt at a lower rate and fix your payments to where you cash flow better. That's been standard practice in the business-to-business lending industry. Well, for whatever reason, Kelly Loeffler decided to be a bitch and just cut the shit off, right? I thought Trump was pro-business, pro-paying off debt. For some reason, they've decided that's not the play that they want to make, which doesn't make sense to me because if they're making all this extra money from tariffs, they haven't lowered our taxes yet, why the hell are they making it to where we can't consolidate our debt and put us in a better position to be able to act quickly? I don't know. A lot of times these things will happen for a period of time. It could be an epic failure for SBA. They could need the money and retract that. That happens oftentimes as well. But right now, here's what you need to know. It is the time of me recording this. It is the very end of April. So by the time you're watching this, it's maybe the beginning of May. By the middle of July, you will not be able to use your SBA loan to pay off your MCA or your working capital loan. So right now, if you are in the process or are thinking about refinancing, getting an SBA, right now it's time to make that move. If you have a working capital loan right now and you want to roll it into an SBA loan, because SBA offers working capital too, up to $250,000, $500 in some exceptions, then you need to make that happen now, because in 2 months, it will never be on the plate again. So if you have working capital loans right now and you're trying to do debt consolidation, or if you have debt against your business at a high interest rate and you're trying to do SBA consolidations and you qualify for it, get on the bus now. If not, what's going to happen is you're going to stack debt. Okay, so that doesn't mean that the MCAs go away. It doesn't mean that the private money, the working capital to fund deals quick goes away. It'll be just like mortgages, right? In a mortgage, you go out, you find a good property, you borrow hard money at 65% LTV with a 12% interest rate and 4% up front. That's pretty standard right now in the hard money world. Well, once you rehab the house, you refinance it into a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan at 7 to 8% on an investor, non-owner occupied property. Now that's typically the path people take. Well, in SBA, you're not going to be able to refinance that initial hard money loan, so you have to evaluate your business as, hey, how can I borrow enough working capital to make a down payment and get owner financing on the rest to where, or the owner to carry a note that I can refinance that with SBA. Not necessarily the working capital, but the business. There's going to be some workarounds. This is brand new to all of us. It is not a shock to all of us, but it's something that innovators like me live for, because like now I got a problem. And here's what I know about government, whether it's the SBA, the FBI, the CIA, or the president himself. Every new rule they instill, they always leave a back door open for two reasons. Number one, they work for the government. They're not that smart. We're the innovators. We're the capitalists. We're not taking government jobs, right? We're the entrepreneurs. We always find a workaround for everything. They're not that smart. And number two, they leave that back door open for people just like you and I, their constituents that donate to the political parties and everything else. So knowing that I'm going to find that back door, because that's what I do. I don't like the way that sounded when it came out of my mouth, but you get the point, right? So stick with us at Closer Capital. We're always on top of things. We know what's coming. We're getting ahead of it, and we're going to figure out ways around it, or ways to improve it, or a way to do it better than everybody else. Right now, if you're trying to get that debt paid off, you better do it before July, and you better get the clock is ticking. You better get on the ball right now. Go to closercap.com, fill out your application. Someone on my team will reach out with you and help execute and expedite that process for you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next video.